It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. In breaking news, police have rushed to Jesmond following an armed robbery this morning. Police say a man armed with a knife entered the Hungry Jack's restaurant on Blue Gum Road at 6:10 and threatened staff. No further details are available at this stage, with emergency services still at the scene. Concerns for school children have been raised by Cessnock MP Clayton Barr. It follows a statement released by the Parliamentary Secretary for Roads and Transport, Ray Williams, claiming the school flashing light program had been completed across all Hunter school zones, despite 6 local government areas still awaiting an upgrade. Clayton Barr says motorists need to be more aware in the school zones without flashing lights.
We still have to have our eyes and ears wide open. We need to read the signs as they are on the side of the school road in and around school areas, and we need to take care because we know that our school children are incredibly vulnerable and at risk, and they're not always fantastic around traffic, and it's the driver's responsibility to make sure that the children are safe just as much as it's the children's responsibility.
An investigation is underway after a large amount of asbestos was found dumped at Cooranbong. Dozens of sheets have been left at an illegal dump site on a bush track off Freeman's Drive. The site is also littered with building and garden waste, as well as electrical items. Authorities believe the rubbish has been left there by a professional contractor trying to avoid tip fees. Singleton Council will put the construction of the $2.9 million upgrade of Ryan Avenue out to tender next month. The project will include rehabilitating and replacing the pavements, installing new road and pedestrian streetlights, line marking and signage, and providing links to cycleways. The project's expected to be completed by December. Singleton Council General Manager Lindy Himes says the upgrade will boost safety and traffic flow.
Well, it's a really key alternative vehicle route, and it gets the heavy vehicles out of the main street. At the moment, we also don't have a very good surface there. It's not very well lit, and there's no walkway for the public. So all of those things will be addressed.
Newcastle Airport says it's preparing to open its new arrivals hall in coming weeks ahead of its international terminal being completed by the middle of the year. Airport CEO Paul Tues says negotiations with the airlines are underway in the lead-up to the international facilities opening in July. Once complete, the $14.5 million upgrade will have been a 12-month project. Hunter homebuyers have their fingers crossed for a cut in their mortgage rates today. Economists say they wouldn't be surprised if the Reserve Bank moved to cut interest rates this afternoon. A 25 basis point reduction would take the cash rate to a new record low of 2.25%. AMP Chief Economist Shane Oliver says it would be passed on by the banks within days.
I think if the Reserve Bank cuts, it'll certainly be the 0.25%, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if within a few days that's fully passed on via the major banks to people with a mortgage.
Now with sport, Emily Crow.
Chairman of Dundee United Stephen Thompson says the Scottish Premier League club still remains interested in buying the Newcastle Jets after earlier talks with disgraced owner Nathan Tinkler last year. The re-interest comes after Tinkler was effectively issued with a show cause notice by the FFA during final talks with the former billionaire. Club debts of more than $500,000, unpaid superannuation to players and staff, as well as the appointment of a new chief executive were all central to discussion between Tinkler and FFA chairman David Gallop. Meanwhile, in brighter news for the Jets, defender Daniel Mullen has signed a 4-month deal with the club over the weekend, following a disappointing season at the Western Sydney Wanderers. The signing comes after the club's most toxic week in history, where a player-led coup against coach Phil Stubbins resulted in the dismissal of 5 senior players, 3 staff members, and the resignation of assistant coach Michael Bridges. Mullen says despite reservations by other players, Stubbins was a major factor in his decision to join the club.
He was a big part of why I came here, and I've been here, I've played against the Jets before. I've seen the facilities, the fans and that, and it's impressed me in the past. So the whole package was good. It was ideal for me at this moment in my career.
And Hunter basketballers Miles Cherry, Will Howell, Joel Rauch, Cassidy McLean and Laura McSpadden have been named in their respective New South Wales country teams and will head off to Ballarat in April to compete in the Australian Championships. That's sport. I'm Emily Crow.
2 NURFM News Time 26 to 8.